Hello and welcome to my lab. I am Tourette, your local mad scientist, and I am back again on this Elysium. Like promised. Go over there. Alright. So I just woke up, it's day 2. I could probably call Elise back right now. And I have to not forget that I need to visit apartment 28 after 21. Okay. Lots of things to do. Ooh, we got people here.
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Okay, what do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Okay. This is the main guard told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Right.
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
He crosses something out. There are so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No
Aw.
captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Yeah, let's
One more
roll.
thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
I think I should go look at the body that is now out of the tree before I talk to those.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Right. Hello, dear.
Just a moment.
The woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Everything alright?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Damn. What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Well, that's a bit suspicious.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
What did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
I think that's because the bridge is up. They can't go across.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
You know what? I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay. What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Yeah. But who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
She smiles.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
What is this obsession with Jacob Irv? Anyway. Wouldn't you know, it's blocked by a big bottle billboard. It fell right into the water.
Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Sure.
And if you see
Oh
him,
my
let him
God.
know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Yeah. If I see him, I'll let him know you're here when or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So your husband is some kind of scientist.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used
True.
to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
Yeah, that is a thing with those, right? Like you got stories of like monsters and things like that, but you never quite know if it's just a complete fiction or if there's actual truth to it. Yeah.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Tell me more about moral, looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Yeah.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
I mean, why not?
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. Why don't you try describing him as you would one of your cryptids?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did you two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced.
There's nothing shameful in that.
We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She smiles wistfully.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I don't think I really want to know anyway. I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
What do you want, Kim? No, I want to hear about the insect, actually.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
I don't know what a phasmid is.
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
I see.
Oh yeah, here comes the interesting.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast.
Well, that seems a bit far-fetched.
Hence its name, the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully. Sorry, I just had a yawn right there.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's been a long day.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They
Oh.
didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insular Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Hobby horses. That's a nice name. Okay. Does it have cool powers? I'm not gonna say that. Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Good point. Is it valuable then?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Yes, so what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
I don't want to convince her to tell me about the cryptids. That's all for now, ma'am.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and
Oh
thought,
my god.
I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Oh my god, please, drama. What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns.
No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal.
Uh-huh. Like, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance.
Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copotype is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
I mean, I'm kinda okay with that. Regular cop. But wait, this will be my copo type now?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Why not? Send out the telefax then, I'm not ashamed.
Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
So of course. Oh. The Kingdom of Conscience is still being worked on. Volumetric. Learning cap for endurance. I need that. All psyche learning caps raised by 1. Learning cap for perception speed gives 1 psi. Huh. Yeah, we'll see that later. Anyway, what is it about
Can
your
I
phone?
help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
So, the phone line is dead?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
That's pretty strange.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
Is it true that there was foul play?
Who told you that?
I would never disclose my sources, that would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers.
Wait, hold on. Didn't the murder... Hold on. There's something weird here. Like, I'm pretty sure... Okay, maybe not. I was gonna say, didn't the murder was, like... The call for the murder for the police wasn't there from here? I guess not. Oh well.
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go to the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
Maybe I am a cook.
You're not. You're a menace. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
No, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yes.
Actually. I'll talk about my bill later. Okay, Talander. You know what? You can't stop me. There you go. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
Okay. What is in that borscht you're making there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Yes.
Borscht need more vodka?
Vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself.
No.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Oh, that might have some consequences that like real consequences. Oh damn. Like if I say yes, they will get more drunk, which will either benefit me or turn into a weird party, I guess. But if I cut it, they are not gonna be happy anymore. And things are gonna go down. Yeah, God, I'll leave the cooking to you.
The cook gives you a long, inspecting look, then shrugs too, and seems to wait for you to speak.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Which is such a weird thing to say. Anyway. Hello there.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, lieutenants. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
Militiaman. I'm in no trouble. I'm here to do my job, that's all.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
She points to the man standing in the middle of the room.
That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
Oh. What's your role in all this?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
Okay. Are you Lizzie, Elizabeth, Miss Beaufort?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus Hardy.
She points to the tall man by the table.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face.
Easy Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
Uh-huh. What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Okay, I should talk to Titus then. I'm not gonna... Actually... I'm not gonna talk to them just yet. Also, I feel like I need to save. I feel like me leaving is gonna trigger something. Anyway. There you go. What is it, Kuno?
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Okay. Wish I could have been here to see it. Now I have some questions.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonort.
Kuno, I found your shack.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
My face shifted through the roofing material. Yeah, sure. Okay. Now, you know what? I face shifted through the roofing material.
Shit. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that.
How do you know?
He can't do that, Kuno! He's trying to fuck at you again!
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit.
He says to himself, then turns to you.
How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right?
What was with the pig head?
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Demo tape. Like some kind of a musician?
Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer.
Wow. You shouldn't say that. I found a plate covered with powder residue. Know anything about it?
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
Shut up, electrochemistry. What's with the tube of magnesolam, Kuno?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
Looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked what it was. Okay, whatever.
Okay, whatever. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno grows through like a tube a day, and you look like you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
Come on, it's just magnesium. Don't mystify it.
You're not getting this, Pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
He looks at you, eyes bulging.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Uh-huh. I've had enough of this.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
You know what? Let's talk about your shack
The
again.
fuck do you want with it?
No, I've had enough.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
Alright.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I don't fucking care about anything, right? Alright. Now
The
let's
corpse
see.
lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
A field autopsy?
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't we have someone else to cut his shit open?
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work.
Yes, I feel like a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Try to remove the dead man's boots.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
I'm not gonna do that. First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Alright, why don't you know? What use are you?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who's the Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him then.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Ah, okay. Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. I need a pair then. Can we return to this shortly? We have glove hunting to do.
Let's not go glove hunting, please. Let's use division of labor. I perform the anatomical side, while you take notes.
Alright. We just fill this in, right? Showing the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
Alright.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Alright, begin. 1 assistant.
That's you.
Harry Dubois.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
2 coroner's case number.
KK57
Oh my god.
dash 0803 dot 0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I have that scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
No idea.
KK57 dash 0503 0815.
Alright.
Next,
Name.
NA. Next,
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I like the number 42. Alright.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Okay, write it down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Oh my god. Right male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What
Okay.
else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
Uh-huh.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Oh. I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
He places his hand on dead man's chest as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbat puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Uh-huh.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock,
What is happening here?
RIH. 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
What is he talking about?
We should start the post-mortem.
Okay. Turn the
The
page.
corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Okay. External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side. Check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it
The
down.
boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
No, I'll write it down. I'm not gonna steal the freaking boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos.
Yeah, he stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Why would I touch the cop's hair before we go on? You know what, let's do it.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Stroke his hair gently. No, I'm just gonna write it down.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
I meant for high velocity, no.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Uh-huh. Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
Ooh.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Ha! 58? Ooh, that's not a good one. Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
92%, hell yeah.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove, until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Okay.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia
He pulls down the man's underpants.
Now, let's get out and see.
I fucking knew it!
Oh my god, those two.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Yeah, huh.
Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Oh god, we're not finished here. Internal examination summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Huh. If I may add, the moral of this story.
What would that be?
He looks at you inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
Brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins. Not alright, NEA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
I don't even know what the hyoid bone is.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Don't do that, please.
No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
Okay. Do I look deeper inside? Yeah, let's do it.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
No, I don't think I will.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Blah, blah, blah. The lieutenant repeats impatiently. He lets go of the jaws. Mouth snaps shut before you. I'll write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
What do you mean I should? What do you mean I should? He wipes his brow. Hepatobiliary. Why, don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. I don't think so.
Neither am I.
Oh, that's right, NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine.
No.
But still, you should add a request.
Okay.
Brimming with cocaine.
Shut up, electrochemistry. Come on. Right, NA and that toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground. The pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. Yeah, I'll omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Okay. What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Uh-huh. Okay. So what about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I have inflicted.
Okay, so there's a skin-stabilized munition from a Kiel A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung. I don't think we should mention that. Better not to muddy the waters.
Okay. So, back to injuries.
Injuries.
Bite marks.
Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Yeah, non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Yeah, sure, Kuno, sure.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
So, did the hanging actually kill him? That is the question. I would say probably. I'm gonna say fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Hell yeah. No, I'm not gonna say first. What is that line? What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Okay, report a copy then.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Yeah, I feel like we missed something. Don't know what.
I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Oh. Wait, why one of those is -1, stop wasting time, you're smart? How did I trigger this one? And tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
At the autopsy you said you have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Yeah, but to where, brother?
Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
No.
Come back later, Kobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Okay, so
If possible, also.
since I got 2 skill
your
points,
dreams.
I can put 1 in perception. That will help. That will help here. We'll do that right now. Wait, I leveled it up twice. That's not what I wanted to do. Ah, shit. I wanted just to put 1 and then try. I fucked it up. It's okay. I'm fine. It's okay. I'm just gonna try anyway.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Thorough. Not gonna look in his pants. Look under his fingernails. Why not?
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Yeah, there's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Can't he just hang out here for a while longer?
If you want for this task to slowly become impossible, then yes. Otherwise, no. He's been hanging out far too long already. We need to ice him.
Okay, where do we find a fridge for the body then?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Oh yeah, I needed to go to the Fritz store to exchange that freaking shake.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails.
He stresses. Okay.
Kuno looks like he gets around. Knows Martinez. And its fridges too, probably. Or, remember the buttons on that intercom over there? On the side of the
Ooh.
building next to the Whirling? One was for Revachol Ice City. Perhaps it's a clue.
I need to take another look at the body first.
Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Soon, you'll be looking for clues in a pile of sludge and bones.
Alright, let's leave then.
Kingdom of Conscience.
Ooh.
The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Ah, this is a weird one. Moralist dialogue options heal +1 morale. Learning cap for volition raised to 5. Learning cap for logic raised to 5. Sure, why not? Why the fuck not? I see. I think... Wait, +1 pen threshold. Pen threshold is at 4. Because I don't really need the psyche learning caps raised by 1, really. There was something else. Oh yeah, I wanted to see what this one was gonna do. Oh wait, you need a skill point to forget one of those. Huh. Okay. Okay, okay, time to find a fridge then. I'm gonna ask in the whirling first. I still need to interview all of these people.
Can I help you?
Seem to be in need of a fridge.
Yes, yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right?
Yeah, do you have a problem with that?
Correct him.
No, we want to put a very important dead body into your fridge.
I don't care. You're not putting a dead body into my fridge.
Why?
Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
I mean, I take my chances.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Let's go talk to the frit clerk.
Okay. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Oh, do you have a fridge I can put a corpse in?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Oh yeah, and I need to exchange this novelty shake for cash.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir.
She rolls up the giant novelty shake. Looks like she's seen it before, and slips it under the counter.
Anything else I can do for you?
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now.
Shut
Speed
up, electrochemistry!
and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
Oh, does Freight have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
So what am I doing to Kim here? What's happening here? I think I'm stepping on his on his foot too.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Do you have a fridge?
Mm-hmm. Right behind you.
She nods towards the buzzing machine in the corner. I need to store a corpse there.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not joking. I need to store the corpse of a hanged man in your fridge.
Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
Ah, I guess you're right. Plus the fridge is too small anyway.
Okay.
Alright. I'll exchange my
The
bottles
tin
too.
machine stands and your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money
Hell
appears
yeah.
with a satisfying.
I'm rich. I have 57 rails. Rails? Do. Now it's time to ask here.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Well, there was one about an ice thing. Which one was it? I guess I'll do all of them again. No? Oh yeah, Ice City. I'm
Silence.
blind.
No one answers the doorbell. Silence. Silence. Silent. Silent. Silence.
Oh.
No one answers the doorbell.
Oh well. Can I open that door? Oop. Well, nice try. Okay, well I guess I'll have to ask Kuno then.
Fuck does Kuno care?
The boy turns to you, he doesn't care. Kuno, I need a fridge to stash the body.
For the fuck imp. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge. Perfect for freezing
I thought you would. Where is it?
Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment?
Uh-huh. Convince the Kuno to spill the beans. 42%, that's not bad. Fine, sir, I'll repay you for this information one day. Right now the clock is ticking. Yeah, I'll try this.
Kuno's a poor kid from a poor neighborhood. Say your job is on the line. He'll sympathize.
Yeah, no. Am I sure about this? Sounds sort of weak.
No, it's not weakness. It's sincere.
Oh my
Do
god.
not confuse sincerity with weakness. Say it. Trust me.
I don't trust you, you're a voice in my head. Kid, this is serious. My job is on the line. If I don't get this sorted, I might get fired and it will not care.
The fuck are you doing right now? The fuck is this shit?
Don't pay attention to him. Just keep telling your sad story.
No, I don't want to. I've lost almost everything, you know. My memory, my money, even my name. I can't lose my job too. Please, please help me.
It's not that dramatic. We can just send the body to processing.
Yeah, sure.
Kuno's never seen anything so lame. Listen, pig, if you were Kuno, the fuck would you care?
You're right, Kuno. If I were Kuno, I probably wouldn't care.
See, sad shit? Kuno doesn't fucking care about this sad shit. Your sad shit. Now, how about you at least try to entertain the Kuno, or get the fuck off his crime scene?
Why don't we go pester some other kids now?
It says impatiently.
That's actually not such a bad idea. Kids do see stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Yeah, you don't care about anything, do you?
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Sure. I think there's someone else I can ask. This one right here.
Every snowflake is like a little gift from the sky.
She shivers as one falls on her nose. Say, child, you wouldn't happen to know a good fridge, would you?
A fridge?
Yes, like a big fridge a cop could put a dead body into.
You mean like the ice bear fridge? Man, that's scary.
A what now?
Ice bear fridge?
Yes, like a bear but white. There's a fridge below the building in the basement with red glowing eyes. I went back there once, behind the bookstore.
Oh.
Mum doesn't want me to go there anymore. Not that I want to. It was pretty scary.
And there's a big fridge there.
Yes.
Yeah, so one more thing. How do I get inside the building?
That's a problem. The only way in is through the bookstore, but my mum is pretty strict about not letting anyone in.
Oh, that would be a problem indeed.
But I don't know, you're a policeman. Maybe you can convince her somehow. Anyway.
You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one? Point at the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
I'm not gonna ask. What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
She reverts her attention to a worn-out paperback. Well, let's say I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Uh-huh. Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
I don't know. Something? Maybe your husband is missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
Okay, so, where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
Right, got it, thanks.
She gives you a short nod and shifts her attention back to books.
I'm gonna stop bothering her.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Yeah.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Right. Okay. I was told there's a huge fridge in the building cellar. Can you lead me there?
A fridge? No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
She nods at the bookshelves.
For whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge. Seems like you have to find your own way to the cellar.
Gotta distract her somehow. Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
No, she was definitely slacking off.
Oh, shameful girl. What is she up to this time?
Is it fifth live? Yeah, it is the fifth. Fifth. Bah. Must have been mistaken. She's on the side. It's actually none of my business. This is. I thought I could like lure her to go outside, just to check on her daughter. Apparently not, or I have to do something else before that. No, I must have been mistaken. She's right outside, very attentive, yes.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
This is day 2. I haven't went very far. Should really stop rejecting plot threads the game tries to hand you. What? I'm not rejecting threads, it's just that's threads that doesn't interest me. You know? Wonderful, did you talk to her? Yes.
Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
I'm not going to grade a human being, I don't do that.
Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer.
Oh, come on. Okay, 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. What? Is a great value add. I'm gonna say that the way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Depends. How much do you pay the kid?
Good, sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Yeah, sure. I guess I was mistaken.
Indeed. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The lieutenant taps his foot.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
Alright.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
I want to save. Oh, I can't save while I'm in here. Hold on. There you go.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
What consequences? Would you enlighten me as to what those consequences will be?
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
That I know of. Actually, huh? She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
Oh. I've heard there's a fridge there that I need.
Everybody suddenly needs something from there. Leave the curtains be. It's what it wants.
It's what it wants. This is a curtain from a Lynch movie. Huh.
Okay, so what's in there has a will, and it wants you to enter? This is bad.
But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care, you can stop me, I open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Okay, she is willing to negotiate. She said she wanted to talk. Let's talk then.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
Yeah, huh? If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Seminese wall protecting it?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant.
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
Mm-hmm. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Uh-huh. How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Huh? Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Doesn't seem dangerous.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange, I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words. Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
What do you mean suit up? That could be good. Is your pendant part of the world as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Huh.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Is that really working? I don't think I don't think it does. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Ooh. I got 72%, that's not bad. Let's try. Convince her to let you investigate the doomed commercial area.
Time to fire up the old lie machine.
God damn it. You know what? I'll say that. Why not? Ma'am, I am a renowned private investigator, a paragon of law, and a specialist in all things criminal.
And I am his private partner, John Shaw. Together we run the preeminent postal surveillance firm in Revachol.
Huh? What are you talking about, Kim?
Shao is what the Saolite Empire was called in the Occident, back when far less was known about the people. It was a barbarian other, ever so mystical, on whom you could project any kind of exotic fantasy. The legend of it persists, and a lot of people still think the Shao is a thing.
We are truly private in our partnership? Not sure about that answer. I'll say, but wait, there's more.
Once we've caught our client's spouse in flagrante delicto, we blackmail them and pocket the money ourselves, because that's what private investigators do. Now, I see that you are a married woman.
I don't know where Kim is going with this.
Some penetrating sarcasm from your colleague there.
What nonsense are you two going on about? This is not relevant at all. And besides, my husband would never do such a thing. We are proper people.
Ah, my god. Alright, enough nonsense. The point is that we sometimes take on unusual cases.
How can I believe you after all that foolishness?
She looks somewhat irritated.
Our sincere apologies, ma'am. No more nonsense. We are offering to assist you with your troubles. Pro bono.
Despite his apologies, there's a twinge of amusement in the lieutenant's eye. It's a good offer, ma'am. I urge you to accept our help. It may be the only chance to save your business.
That's right. When not spying on the love affairs of the ultra-rich, we solve unusual mysteries by the low reload.
What better way than to ask us?
Oh my god! Will you stop with that incessant yammering? It's too much. If you wanted the key to the back door, you could have just asked for it.
Fine, I ask for it. Can we have the key?
Absolutely not.
Of course. Seriously, I need to get to the fridge in the cellar. It's a police matter. I have a dead body to take care of.
A dead what? Oh my god! A victim of the curse? The curse has started killing people? It's killing now?
She grabs her head with both hands. Oh my god. I don't really want to keep going into the curse way. Because she seems to be very against anything. Enough of this mumbo jumbo. I have a decomposing body rotting away as you speak. Just let me in.
Absolutely not! It's more dangerous than I ever imagined. I definitely can't let you in now. We have to contain it.
Yes, this is your chance. This is your chance.
I'm afraid
Only
of curses.
a detective can solve this case.
I had a few more questions about the curse.
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
Guess
The woman
not.
before you scans the store.
Okay. Ooh, the autosave.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Oops.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you! You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding!
I think I'll be fine. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. No sane person would ever put their head into such machine. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Looks like Guillaume Medion. That hair poster, bah.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Could. Not the first time I break down the freaking door. It's David Bowie. What? Maybe I should break it down, but not before I strategize.
That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed.
Yes. First, check your posture.
Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door like a battering ram.
Check your surroundings.
The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish. But the path to the door is clear.
And what about the door itself?
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable.
Yeah, just in case I'll knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed out, dark echo.
Okay. 72%? I did fail 72% earlier. But let's go. Hell yeah.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
So Lieutenant stares at you as you stand there, silent and brooding. Okay, do I say something while smashing into the door again? Either fuck the system, freeze dirt bags, hands up now, or fuck it hurts. Not fuck the system, I don't want that. Freeze dirt bags or hands up now. That's a good cop line. Fuck it hurts is just real. Yeah, I'll say fuck it hurts. The smallest differences matter the most. Yeah. But yeah, fuck it hurts! Ooh, and we're in. What is this place? Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Oh, you have something to say, Kim?
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. Looks like a gym to me.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages.
He draws a stripe on the dusty floor with his foot.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Uh-huh. Let's just keep going. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house. Nothing mysterious here.
Sounds good.
So, a flashlight here. Ooh, a bull. This poster says Situs Fortis. The rest is worn off. I like how the flashlight actually follows the cursor. Smells like leather and sweat.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps
60?
hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
Kinda want to.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Oh.
Why does it feel so familiar?
28%. Ugh. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no colors on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of a bastard would just remove the colors? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Okay, is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Alright, alright. Wanted wall bars. They look unsafe. Alright, there's nothing else I can look at in here. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Ooh. Ooh, scary place. I like it. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Fun. Ooh, this is really a fun place. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. Does it remind you of blades? Nope. Looks like the remains of the 24 hours window repair shop. Oh, there's things. There's a lot of things in here. Ooh, and money. A naked mannequin torso. A strange yellow color. But where are the clothes it used to display? You tell me. Blue velvet, soft to the touch. Moth bitten. Is this Emma's atelier? Money. Ooh. Skis with slipstream printed on laminated top layer. Oh, what? A filament memory. What is that? Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I didn't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Uh-huh. But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm. What a strange leap of imagination. And yet, they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
Yeah, it truly is. Anyway. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the thing I just took. This. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hands. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads, "Production schedule note." This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Okay. This I can give to the guys playing petanque. Petanque.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. Once entered a dark house, there was a rocking horse, the plastic eyes lit up like a living creature. My heart rate immediately increased. This situation reminds me of that one. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be terrifying if you suddenly see a living creature. It's in the dark.
But we are looking for a fridge, and we are pressed for time, so...
On the other hand, it's not that I'm not interested in abandoned radio computers. This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Do you think I should turn it on?
Maybe the body has stopped decomposing somehow. I don't know. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
Is the lieutenant a little scared? Just now when he looked around.
I don't care, turn on the machine.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Then insert it.
Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
And press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
Why alien? What are you on about?
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good morning. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes?
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Password? I'm really bad at password. Can you give me a hint?
No.
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Well, at least I tried. This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Oh. The SCA thing was one of the buttons on the interphone.
That's not bad.
And what's that, this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
Oh, the static drones are response. Oh, that's bad. Okay. You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What are you, a machine, or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Mm-hmm. I don't really want to say any of this. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
Good
That's why
point.
she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do for Tres Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
What does the print button do?
Nothing happens.
Oh. Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. In the universe? That's a big
This
claim.
old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kedron mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
Okay, what am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Uh-huh. So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program.
Ooh.
They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important.
I would assume so, but...
A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
It does seem a bit odd.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Uh-huh. The cost of hair widths alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Mm-hmm.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic.
Wax-based magic?
translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the Welkin. This is maybe important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist.
Oh.
The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged.
Well, that's bad.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
I sense some meta-narration here. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Okay, well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkin.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Take the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
Stop talking about drugs, electrochemistry.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Back the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Ah, the thing I can't open. Okay. Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe."
Sounds like one of these could be the password.
The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Uh-huh. Wait, Kim wants to talk. What do you want?
What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell was they making?
Yes, that is the question.
Lieutenant takes a step back, stippling his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Uh-huh. How was they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Uh-huh. Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Which industry?
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Kinda agree. It does seem like an interesting thing for people that likes role-playing games. What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Well,
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
You know what? The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
A half smile breaks out on his face. It's too late for that, I'm afraid, he says, looking around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Blah. Where am I now? Oh, here's the bear. The bear thing. There's other things too. Okay. So I think I should do that. Bloop doom. There's more things. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper-carnivore. Be careful. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
Crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Okay, look inside the refrigerator.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Mm-hmm. Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Okay. Examine one of the ice cream wrappers in there.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
So someone was here recently, no? Was it a giant What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they try to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
I don't know, I think it's cool.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Yeah, but yeah, this is clearly the fridge. It looks big enough for 2 corpses.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough too.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The 2 of you, easily.
Okay, let's do this.
The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the
Oh my god, this is so noisy.
Then more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
I can't tell if he's sarcastic or not.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
Uh-huh. I'm not sure I believe you.
Of course you don't. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This does not leave this room.
I mean, we did our best with the means at our disposal.
Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge,
Oh yeah.
the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
42%, that's still not that bad. I might still fail it. Ah, fuck, let's go.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
Hell yeah. What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Crawl up his nostrils.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Ugh. I don't want to think about it. Maybe not the nose. I will do the throat first.
You're not far. It'll come to you. Keep crawling.
Put your fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Okay, play with it. This feels right. Yeah, why not?
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Open your eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Oh ho!
An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Fuck yeah! Okay, no. Abrasion collar.
Abrasion collar.
The lieutenant looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper. Touch it with the fingers gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Put your finger in.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Oh, I don't want to imagine that. You run first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Ooh.
All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
That is so wrong. I don't want to be told to enter him. What the hell? Punch a hole through its mouth? Wriggle in? I don't want to punch. I don't want to be too violent. Wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Oh.
The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pockets for something. Inspect the skull first.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
Damn.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans closer. I'm at 92%. If I fail this one, the game is rigged. Are you fucking kidding me?
You push your
Are you
further.
fucking kidding me?
Whatever is in there keeps rolling between your fingers as you beckon it to come out.
What the fuck? What the hell? Oh my god. Never seen that one fail before. Well, now you've seen it. Oh my god. A little help, Lieutenant, please.
Comes his small folding knife. The lieutenant moves its blade across the man's skull, searching for the exit wound.
There! Not towards the protrusion.
Mm-hmm. Withdraw your hand 4 centimeters, please.
Pull your fingers back and nod.
With a crack, he punches the knife in the skull. Then, one more time, and one more, until the bone comes loose, like eggshell. Inside, you feel the jelly move from his poking.
The object is still under your finger. Yeah?
Can you push it out?
Push!
A small flower of metal blossoms from the man's head, followed by your finger.
A bullet. A non-calibre. Rifled. You may remove your hand from the victim's head now, officer. Well done. Here's your prize.
He drops the bullet in an evidence bag and puts it in your hand. Your other hand, the one not covered in blood and cerebral cortex.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
High velocity, temporary cavity. Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
I agreed.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
Yep.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Yeah. The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
I agree with this.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here. As we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
Find the bullet before you get fooled? Hell yeah.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Yeah, but that is unlikely. Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer, the real motivation, what really happened here.
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Right. Maybe the bullet holds more answers?
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
Oh, okay. You'll be gone. What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Okay.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Okay. I will not tell him to go today. I will tell him to go the day after, because I need him for getting to the apartment of the guy. I think. Okay. So what was other things here? Flashlight casts a strange shadow. There is a hidden doorway here. Oh. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. What was that?
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we? Look around the secret room.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles.
He points
Must
up.
be an old weapons cache.
The rifles under the ceiling here. Look, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles, kid.
Are these any good?
Inspect.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean? A rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Okay. He likes this find. Also, I have a skill point. I could take a slot here. Cold-blooded. This one is 6 hours and 10 minutes. Gets smaller and smaller. Ba-da-ba. Kinda want to do this one. Got -2 in the Inland Empire, but should be okay. Oh yeah, I didn't look at that. Handwritten note you found from the giant ice bear fridge. It still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure it onto the refrigerator door.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
That's probably Kuno.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
I wonder who wrote that note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Do you have any idea what the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Yeah, I already saw it actually. The bullet mushroomed out on impact. It now looks more like a fanciful jacket button than something that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
What do I do with you, bullet?
What?
Milton steps closer. I said, what do I do with you, bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Right, fill the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
Inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
The jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Hell yeah. Ooh. Try to determine what type of weapon shot this. 83%? Although I could fail it, like earlier. But let's try.
A rifle, revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Ooh, make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Bell Magrat rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
Shot probably came from Bell Magrav's rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Uh-huh. Makes you consider every shot. I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Very true.
But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Alright. The boy has nothing more to say. Okay. Oh yeah, and I have to call back Alice too. I have to go to the apartment after 21. Oh yeah, and I haven't got back to Joyce. Because I think I did get my badge back. I don't even remember. Or was it just the ledger? It has just been the ledger. Anyway. More stuff to see here. Frozen ice cream makers are still running.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping.
Try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
Not a pry bar.
No. This is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going
Yes,
to the
thanks.
tools tab in your inventory.
I know how to equip items. I've done it before. Oh my god.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
You know what? I'm kind of curious.
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
What is this?
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Oh, am I gonna break it?
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Advanced? Where do we get one?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Okay. Ooh.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
unplug the black.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's black. It's not like it's the red one.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
I don't know why it's
The
that.
electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
All right. So, oh my god. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Intercom. Okay, I will not go up right now. But there's more here. What is this place? Cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Because I didn't even check what was that. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Smear your hands with coal. Kick it with your foot. Just look inside.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs, the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. Not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna kick it. There we go. Alright. Let's go up those. Oh. Something that triggered. Let's see.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You see the...
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not I have no idea of his...
Yeah. Well, guess I have to wait for it to melt. Oh! Okay. Don't need that anymore. I want that, and I want that. Back upstairs. Oh yes. The voices. Wouldn't want to miss that. Yeah, shit. That's right. Is there anything here? Is there anything? Oh wait, I didn't see that staircase earlier. Ooh.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Let's not knock on it. I don't want to alert of my presence for now. The floorboards creak. Ooh, another postcard. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Oh my god. Well, it seems I don't have a
this
choice
is directly
anyway.
above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Knock
What
knock.
an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock knock.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock knock.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on here.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I don't need this flashlight anymore. There you go. Hi.
You broke down? The back door? The wards? The door? It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures.
I suppose it's all over now.
I still didn't
there's
hate
no
Podfresh
escape.
thing I'm thinking about. It's just, I feel like every decision can lead to big things, you know? Like, that's the one thing with me. I don't take decisions if I feel like it's gonna be something I can't control, or I guess I can't foresee the consequences. Well, well, I've looked around. I can tell you what I saw.
Okay, I'm willing to listen. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
Little else.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, did you encounter the malignant entity?
The entity? No, I don't think so.
Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
Uh-huh. You mean the chimney, that part of the central furnace? I heard voices coming from here.
Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
Uh-huh.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise. You'll think of something. You always do.
Okay. I have to bust out the flashlight again. um,
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Yell hello into the furnace.
You muster all your strength and yell.
What is it with those freaking checks? Seriously.
Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you.
Yeah.
The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Kick it with your foot.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Oh, we can try again. Okay.
Another pathetic yelp sounds
Really?
into the vast darkness of the chimney. You're a little embarrassed you produced it.
Ah. Spare your hands with coal while
A
I'm
lush
out.
layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid. Still, it's good to have this dirt on you. Real men wear coal for makeup. Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
No, I'm just a disempowered individual trying to take my disempowerment out on everyday objects.
Look, there's a discarded milk carton on the floor. Why don't you destroy that too?
Good idea. Fuck you, milk carton. This is all your fault.
Kudos.
Anyway, what was I doing? I forgot what I was doing. Anti-object task force, my beloved. Really? I'm at 41% on this one already. Journalize. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll go back upstairs again. If I can do something up there.
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Hello? I yelled, but it didn't work.
Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence.
Oh my god.
It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one answers you. A sudden bout of self-pity comes over you. Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm. Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son.
Okay, I'll go back down. Oh my god. It better be worth
A
it.
thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
92%. If that fails. If that fails. I'll stop the stream right here. I cannot do this again.
Something
There we go.
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Then You hear a woman's voice answer. As you want to ghost of this tomb. No. Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Okay, and now I go back up. Ooh, hello. This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Damn. Did I find a game master?
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on the throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
Taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Oh. Hold on, what do you mean by Melius?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Uh-huh. You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Not exactly.
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Uh-huh. No, I was looking for something else. Answers.
Answers? How strange. These days people only come to me for dice and role-playing games. I'm not sure how helpful I'll be, but go ahead and ask.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How do you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition.
Uh-huh.
Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
You like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Oh, that's nice then.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
He stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Uh-huh. And you never took your eyes off the work to look out of the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Okay, do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see, thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Creative.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Pleasance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
That's a bit mean. Okay, she's kinda want to say too. Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Yes, but it's still a separate building. Malicious energies can't reach there. No, I should stop subscribing to this malicious energy stuff. You're right, the Whirling doesn't really look like it's cursed. No, I'll say yes, but it's still a separate building.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Ah, shut up.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
There's no curse! I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Absolutely not.
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we
Sometimes.
got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
Okay. Do you know what happened to other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
Oh, God. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
Okay, what's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She tucks a strand of hair under the headscarf. Bah! What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
Yeah. Still rocking the Hobocop look? Yeah, don't worry about it. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Uh-huh. How did that community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Huh? That doesn't make sense.
You should have known it.
Shut up, electrochemistry.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Uh-huh. What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
When we start drugs like that is what logic wants you to think. Come on. Come on.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu? Trust me, you don't want to know.
Okay.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Ah. I see.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world. What does she mean to get off on it?
You know what it means.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Then she lets the thought go. Okay. Someone here makes stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Okay.
But what drugs exactly?
I knew you were gonna open your mouth, electrochemistry. Get them. Let it pass.
Anything else?
I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
The good drugs to answer him. Yeah, probably. The insect rights activists. What in the name of?
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Yeah, huh.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Oh, damn. I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects.
Really? Anyway.
She looks at the windowsill where a dead fly is lying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
Huh. So, what's with the rotor blade and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Foreshadowing. How about the fly? You might not understand the bug thing now, but your kids will love it. What do you mean, my kids? What do you mean, my kids? It's illegal running off with company monies like that. Why hasn't he been arrested?
Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around.
They were just the props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
What a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
He closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
She liked them.
If you really want the best ending, you should have a few points in suggestion, esprit de corps, and authority. Suggestion, esprit de corps, and authority. I will forget that. Why is there a crown on him? Why is suggestion? Right here. I see. Well, maybe later.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
Does it matters the skill you choose at the beginning? Like I chose logic because that's what I am, logic. Mostly. But I wonder if there's actually a consequence to it.
They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seem to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
You mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
Just an extra point at the start of the game? Okay. She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seem to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
Uh-huh.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Well, that's sad.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
Sure, yeah, that's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
Cheers to that. She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Is that the weighted die?
Anything else?
Anyway, there was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Yeah, I'm curious too. What about the other ideas?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Huh?
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Huh? Okay. She leans back, disapproving.
Fritte does the same thing.
Yep. Boris would have loved it, but probably not for the right reasons. What? I know a girl just like that. She works in Frit as a cashier and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing soaky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT.
Oh.
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravishaw Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Damn. No, I like the bear. It was not scary. It's cool. I'm sure the bear was doing his best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
With public announcement, it's better to be a communist, ultra-liberal or fascist than moral intern. Never be a moral person in Disco Elysium. Really? Well, I guess I'm not in a good path, yeah. I guess. How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Megatherion.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, kinda.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
What is it about drugs? Seriously.
A wise and noble beast.
Shut up, electrochemistry.
Where the streets are paved with drugs.
I don't do drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
Exactly how long have you been here, seriously? On the building is intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Really?
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Okay. So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I was wondering about the whirling in rags. Is it part of the same building complex?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the Dune commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
Why are we back on the cursed thing? Anyway, I saw a name, East Delta Pinball, on the doorbell.
Right, it used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, fluorography, trick-track, especially pinball.
What's wrong about pinball?
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
What do you mean pinball is the worst? What the fuck?
His disdain for pinball could not be clearer.
God damn. A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognized the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
How does Kim hate pinball? Didn't they like invent it? I have no idea.
No, it was something else. It was eerie. It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or... Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
It may have been some more sort of rare electrical anomaly.
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
I have a few more questions about the building.
Sure, I'm listening.
Actually, I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
I don't really want to order a die, but I'm kinda curious.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
It's a real untethered setting. Cursed, most extraordinary die. Yeah, why not? Tell me about your most extraordinary die.
A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
What's my funds right now? It's 6509. So I'm okay with money. You know what I kinda wanted? Yes, I'm a star myself, a superstar, and superstars don't care about money.
Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice, made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a naturally occurring magnet, to complement your magnetic personality?
That sounds awesome.
Pieces of lodestone were used as the first magnetic compasses, from which they derived their other name, coarse stones.
10 real, and I can get these ready in 8 hours.
8 hours? But do magnetic dice even roll properly?
It's true, magnetic dice are definitely different. When rolled together, the magnetic fields of the pips interact with each other to push and pull on each other as they're rolled, just like all magnetic personalities do.
Yeah, I want them. It's a deal.
Great, see you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
No, I think that's it. Anyway.
Regular law official. You've done it, Harry. Whatever else you are, you're also boring now. It was not easy. You spent most of your life trying to funk up every nook and cranny of your personality. When someone says something political, the first 3 thoughts in your head are a ludicrous hodgepodge of communism, fascism, and stock tips. When they ask you why you did something, it's superstardom, apocalypse, or the mea culpas of the flagellant cop monk. It's not easy reaching for the 4th option, the normal one, but you have. And now you're not just crazy, you're also boring.
What's wrong with that? Interesting. It gives -1 shivers and -1 inland empires, but all learning caps raise to 3. Which is not bad. Huh. But where's my inland empire? Right here. Yeah, should be fine. Okay. Okay. think I did all I can do here. Let's leave this place. Through there. So is this melted yet?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
What if I turn the ice cream crank?
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping.
Get a better pry bar later, yeah. I mean, it did seem like I can get a tool for it. It's one physique, minus one moral. Huh. Clinically insane. Freaking drama. Anyway. I wanted to do something. I forgot what. Oh yeah, I need to get the key from Manana. Manana? And I do know what's special about the borscht. I already forgot what I wanted to do. Oh yes, that too. Okay.
The afternoon sun shimmers off the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? What is I supposed to
do? Something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery.
I guess.
This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox. The Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 30
No, I'm already bored.
seconds.
Motor carriages don't interest me. I'm already bored.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Bétancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
Uh-huh. A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Yes, please do try. It's imperative that we learn those whose armor this was.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to say to Sylvie. So I don't really need to.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Okay. I'm gonna get the key from Manana and I think I'll stop here for today. Wait, something weird here.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Was nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He notes solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Everard said you have a key to a door?
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Uh-huh. Gee, I'm not really doing this. I'm gonna be kinda honest here. I saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder.
I'm not so sure about the hustle grind, but... You know, it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags.
Oh.
That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Oh. I think I've seen that door.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
His gaze wanders off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Someone takes a big sip from his flask. Any idea who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
He shakes his head solemnly. Yeah, let's not be direct here. The Merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport area, for example, harbors.
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Huh? Hold up, what does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Yeah.
He's not lying about not doing it himself. He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such a thing.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
He takes a sip from his flask again. Why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
He seems pleased with himself. Why, so not wages or pensions or...
This stuff. They already covered.
Uh-huh. At least you got the benefits, that's something.
It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
Okay, how large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
The boss man, Everett. What can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
Uh-huh, what does bossing the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
Uh-huh.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world...
Why would he not be corrupt? Silly me.
The old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
That desk seemed lavish to me.
He is reasonably lavish. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Uh-huh. Got the picture. Let me ask you
Sure
something
thing.
else. Which I will not. Good talking to you, got to run. I want to talk to this guy again.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything else. Okay. Let's have a save. And I think I'm gonna stop here for today. I hope you enjoyed. I will probably not continue this next week because I will start doing spooky games for October, like usual. So I'll continue this in November probably, unless I'm able to like squeeze 1 or 2 streams of this in the month of October. So I guess we'll see. Until then, I hope you have a good day or a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.